Oh, hello again. Oh no. Oh well. Oh well. Whatever. Hello again. Ballroom Blitz here. All right. I'm talking about fuse breaker. This could be a quick stuff. I've been putting up there, but yeah, no. Anyway, a fuse panel. Yeah, that's the problem. A fuse panel or a breaker panel or tube panel, which is their tubes in box panels and glass panel are the very old ones. You want to remove those. Those are actually bad. These are panels like before 1960s. They tend to wear out quickly. They have exposed wires. They tear quickly and they break stuff. You need to remove those. You need to buy either hire electrician to remove those, or if you very know what you're doing, have fun. Good luck. I don't recommend it, but you're an adult. Um, a fuse panel. I'm not gonna say a fuse breaker or the panel box for it. Now, based on the certain states you're in, is how you can set these up. If you're in a house or that's yours, anything from inside the house to already outside to the utility box you have in that utility box, where they read electricity, that's not yours. You don't touch that. Everything else you can touch. Actually, it's your job to touch. From the service mast to the service head, which is if you have a wire coming up down, all that is yours. The wire itself is not yours, but the service mast is yours. If something's going on with your wire that has the out of 240 or 120 or one actually 100, 120, 240, depend whatever country you're in, whatever. From that pole all the way up to the service mouse is yours. That wire come from for the service mesh is your responsibility. The wire connecting to that wire as the company you need to call them. That box is the company you need to call them. Now, we're not going to talk about that because that's a different story. But that main fuse breaker panel outside that controls all fuse breaker panel, that's your responsibility. But before you work on that, you should at least call them. Just talk to them. If they told a douchebag didn't work on it, because that's your responsibility. Let them come fix it for you. Like my problem right now is that I can't get over it because my freaking easy man said, "Oh, your house is okay. You can't fix it. It's my house. You fix it." Well, it's not in our contract. It's in your contract to maintain a given area. Okay, maintain. Maintain mean anything. Sure, I'm terminating y'all pricks. Anyway, um, the next one is the fuse breaker inside the house or the fuse panel inside the house. You should have wire come from the main fuse panel that leads into the house that goes into a sub panel or a primary panel or primary panel and then to a secondary panel. I don't know. It depends on what state and what city how you set the stuff up. Now the main fuse breaker control all fuse breaker inside the house. This is what you turn off in case of emergency, but in a careful way. I'm not gonna go into specific detail. Now the main panel, a primary panel inside the house um, bring in the electricity from the main fuse breaker and it start toning it down even more or separate the amperage and the voltage out even more so to those sub panels. If you don't have a sub panel, which you should have, actually you should have a sub panel. You're supposed to have a primary panel and a sub panel inside the house. And then the sub panels are the panels that go to everywhere else in your house. Now, sub panels, each of those fuse breaker have a certain amperage and the voltage they have. Those amperage will have a certain gauge of wires connecting them that run through your house in a certain possible way that this meant to be said by code, whatever. Each of those will go through those sockets or plugs or fixtures or whatever. Those are designated amperage for those plugs and sockets. That mean whatever item you put in must match that fuse breaker. The fuse breaker purpose is to, if you put something in a socket and it has too much wattage taken out of it or the amperage is higher than what that fuse breaker can handle in that socket would have a short circuit or overheat and trip the fuse breaker. One thing you need to do, check everything okay, unplug it, wait after a while, switch it on, then see if it works. That's if everything else okay. If not, best advice, check it out. Now, if you flip the fuse break on and it does not work, you blown that fuse break, which you need to replace it. Like I said, just a quickie. But this is a fuse breaker, it's 60, 70 amps. I was gonna use it to plug in my router, so I bought I think 8 gauge wire because my water is 60 amps and I needed a 6 gauge, but I got an 8 gauge. Now, it's good for safety now, but it's gonna pull more electricity to run it. But I was gonna do something to set up that way. I was gonna add solar panels for my stuff and a hydrometer myself. But anyway, next is you can tell these amps because like one fuse breaker would be small and thin. I'll show y'all. Like these two, this is how big this one fuse breaker is. There's two slots here. Usually the one for like the socket stuff, like less than 40 amps, is just one. But when you get like certain 40s or 50s and above, they become two of these, and 60, 80s, 100s, which I don't know why. Some have to become three or 40s. All right. Now, I'm going to use my water, but I'm thinking of going ahead and just getting a portable generator because I take a lot of electricity out. And then I can put my other fuse panel up to separate my stuff out. Now, these two come with a ground wire, ground screw. Like I said, I'm going to continue off. How you set these up will depend on your city. Some, like I haven't set mine up yet because I want to buy a fireboard, electrical board, and then I'm going to put the fireboard outside the electrical board and hit the foam on inside my fuse panel and keep my fuse panel certain feet off the ground, certain feet away from things, and blah blah blah. Certain stuff behind it with a junction box, blah blah blah, with electric conduit, blah blah blah. To keep it all safe like. And it got to be ground to the proper ground slot inside the fuse break. I don't want to go to specific detail because I want to say 100 and 240 volts amperes current, 2 wires and 3 wires and stuff like that, blah 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 with the instructions. Um your wires, when wires stretch over a long range, they lose their power or they have a jump where you have an electrical arc jump, which is why certain houses like anything near water, you need a GFCI cable socket, which is ground forward conduit. Well, that's GFCI. It's meant for water. If it's in your bathroom, you need a GFCI socket. If it's in your kitchen, you need a GFCI socket. Anything close water or near water is a GFCI socket. Everything else is have to be AFC. Has to be. But that's just your safety. AFC is more of arc skip or electric skip. Basically, if you plug something in, you take it out real fast and plug it back in again. If there's a skip in that electric, that plug is meant for that. GFCI can do that, but it's not as good. It's meant for if water get around it or if water get near it, it will shut itself off automatically. And then there's the even advanced ones I've seen, like 5 states. Like the last time I did any work where I made cash before I retired electricity, was like 8 states ago. Yes, I've been electrocuted 5 times. The first 2 times was my fault. Third time was when I was deployed, and the other time I did was a couple of douchebags. But anyway, bye.